Welcome to CosmoFactory, a podcast by Cosmoprof Worldwide Bologna, where we explore the entire cosmetics, personal care, and fragrance industry supply chain. I'm your host, Deanna Utrusky, and here at CosmoFactory, we look beyond the trends to discover the ideas, initiatives, and innovations that are truly advancing beauty. Let's get started. This episode focuses on packaging manufacturing, including packaging materials, dispenser design, recyclability, and reloadable packaging. Joining me today on the CosmoFactory podcast are Delphine Bony, Marketing Manager Beauty EMEA at Aptar, and Xavier Susterac, President at Aptar Beauty EMEA. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Diana.
Good morning. So just in case anyone listening is not familiar with Aptar, will you please introduce the company to us?
Yeah, Aptar is a leader or one of the leaders in the packaging industry for the cosmetic and pharmaceutical industries in particular, also some other areas. We cover a full spectrum of technologies. I think we're probably the supplier in that packaging industry having the widest portfolio. Covering really everything. And we're a company of $3.5 billion of turnover, roughly 14,000 employees around the world, many facilities. We're very big. We're an American company on the stock exchange in New York. But actually, funny enough, a lot of Europeans, and I would not to say French people. I think there is a big tradition of French cosmetics, and European cosmetics around the world,
yes.
And big export business. So we have a large representation in Europe. It's one of our key regions in our business.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. Very helpful. And so I was saying before we started the podcast, I've never actually had the opportunity to visit a packaging production facility. I get to look at ingredients companies and product manufacturing companies from time to time. But I'm wondering if I went into an Aptar facility today, what would I get to see? What does this packaging manufacturing look like, maybe in terms of equipment or,
Sure.
Yeah, what am I going to see?
I think you would love it. And by the way, you're welcome to visit one of our facilities in Europe or in the US. It's fascinating. I joined Aptar myself a bit more than 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I was amazed to see the level of technology. For me, I was in the cosmetic industry before, more in the raw material area, and which is also a lot of technology.
Sure.
And I thought packaging, you have a pump, and I realized that if you take a fragrance pump, for instance, it typically has something like 15 components. There's a lot of technology in it. You want to have the same spray, the same quality, robustness of the product. It has to work under all conditions. It's very technical, and based on that, you have a lot of equipment. It's a complex thing, and it's a market that is moving all the time. Technologies are changing. The demand in the market is changing, and since you have complex equipment, you need equipment which are very versatile. You need to be able to switch from a product line to another one rapidly. Customers expect short lead times. So it needs a lot of agility. And to be honest, that's what I love in this industry. It's very agile. It's very rapid. You need to move really fast at light speed. And it's a fascinating industry. So again, welcome if you want to visit one of our sites.
Wonderful. No, it sounds exciting. Thank you. And you mentioned raw materials. I'm wondering if you can say a little bit about the packaging materials that Aptar works with.
Yeah, we typically transform plastics, metal, a number of things. The plastic industry, sometimes we believe plastic becomes like a bad word. It's not at all. It's actually a very good technology, very efficient, sometimes low weight. Actually not a lot of energy consumed to transform plastic materials compared to some other materials like glass or aluminum. And then we talk about recycling, so having products which are fully recyclable. And I'm sure we'll talk about sustainability today, but we also use recycled materials, in particular in the PCR technology, on polypropylene, on other things. So it's all about that. It's, again, a lot of move in that direction. We're on monomaterials. All the new developments are typically recyclable. So that's the trend. So and then obviously metal in the prestige area in particular. There's a lot of metal, and that's our knowledge. That's our know-how.
Yeah, it's interesting. And you mentioned the monomaterial design. I know that has been a bit of an evolution for packaging materials. If you're working in plastic, then you're taking the metal out. Are you doing the same on the other end? Are some pieces entirely metal now?
Less so. There are a few, maybe a few technology, but overall, I think it's moving rather towards monomaterial and like polyethylene.
Yes.
Have different kinds of densities. You have to play with the different kinds of plastics, but again, monomaterial products like the future pump that we launched a while ago now, having a great success with it, and then removing like a metal spring in a pump and moving to full plastic solutions. And we're working on lots of things, from lotion pumps to other technologies in that regard.
Yeah, it's so interesting to think about that transition too, because I know with some of the components like the metal spring, the end consumer may never have seen that component, but it's a significant change in packaging design.
Absolutely, and the purpose for us is to have the same customer experience at the end, not to say a better one, ideally a better one, and changing to fully recyclable solutions. But not having an impact. There is no compromise, and especially I would say in the prestige area, but also in mass and masstige, the expectations are there. The consumers are very demanding. They won't accept a bad solution or a compromise. So we need to deliver the full quality. And I must say that's our strength. So strength of Aptar is about robustness of technologies, quality. We have a reputation there, which we deserve. And that's what we do, when we move to these new fully recyclable solutions.
Excellent. And we've already mentioned sustainability several times, but I know, speaking with suppliers across the board, that partnerships are very important in this transition to sustainability. Absolutely. Do you want to talk about some upstream or downstream partnerships that Aptar has in this space?
Exactly. We did recently a partnership with Pinard, which is a French bottle supplier. We wanted to have a full pack, highly recyclable, combined to our future pump. So the idea here is really to have a PET bottle in bottle combined to a PE pump to have the same family of material and to offer an e-commerce capable and recyclable airless full pack solution.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. It's so interesting you mentioned the e-commerce aspect of it, because that has a lot to do with, is this the word, shippability?
Could be.
Because it has to survive the journey, right? And it's a different process than shipping to retail.
Yes, it is, but it means e-commerce capable means to be a very robust, solid product with no risk of leakage or breakage during transportation, during shipment as well. And for that, for instance, we have some tests like ISTA6 test, Amazon ISTA6 test, that our products pass. A lot of our products now pass to ensure this e-commerce capability.
Yeah, excellent. No, thank you for explaining that. So I personally have been covering the industry now for about 10 years, and I've seen packaging design change quite a lot, particularly to accommodate the recyclability and refillability. And we've mentioned it briefly, but I'm wondering if you can tell me more about Aptar's role in that change in the packaging industry.
Yeah, maybe a few words on our strategy. So, as you said, sustainability at the end is at the core of our strategy at Aptar, and that includes all these aspects. So, I mentioned recyclability before, or using recycled materials, but it's also, you're right, refillability. Lots of solutions there in all areas. There is a push in the industry sometimes. If you talk about refillable solutions, it doesn't go that fast. I think some consumers are not used to that yet. You see some areas where it's apparently moving a bit faster. I think of the home care business. We also offer solutions for the home care business, very good solutions. And it seems to be moving a bit faster. We see now a percentage of consumers being very, very happy to refill their products, but not a lot yet. I think it will come. There is no doubt about that. But it's a change of habits for consumers, and it always takes time. But we are ready. We're ready for that. We have all these solutions. Again, whether it's for skincare, fragrance, basically covering all the space.
Excellent. Yeah, it's very interesting to think about that. You've created the packaging options, right? You've made the investment, and it really is about waiting for the consumer to catch up in some regards. And I like what you shared there about the home care space, because I find with beauty, sometimes beauty is the leading what's leading change among consumer behavior. Sometimes I see it happening from the food industry into beauty. And here I think home care is an excellent example. There's quite a lot of refills in terms of spray cleansers or dish liquids or these sorts of things. And eventually, right, it will migrate into the consumer's behavior in beauty.
You're totally right. I think it's habits. It's depending also on the age pyramid and the age of the population buying these fragrance products or skincare products. I think the younger population is determined to go there. The young people in these days, they talk about that. It's really close to their heart. They want to be able to refill solutions. I think consumers above, I'm not sure if I should say an age here, but consumers maybe above 50 or 45, maybe less so. It is a change, no doubt, but it's coming.
Yes.
I think the new generations are going to drive that, which is good.
Absolutely. Excellent. I'm wondering if we can talk a little bit about the distinction between refillable packaging and reloadable packaging or rechargeable packaging designs. And maybe you can speak to some of Aptar's, particularly the reloadable designs that you've created.
Yes, of course. So we have we have different products regarding refillable. It's more for fragrance. So it really means to refill an empty packaging with some bulk. So we have, for example, a fragrance with a screwable neck, screwable spray pumps, like Essential Screw, like Inion Screw. And reloadable, it means more when you insert a cartridge, like a part of the product that contains already a formula inside. And for that, we have, for instance, solutions in airless, like Ceremony Reload, like Repeat. Like Gaia, we have also solutions in lipsticks with a private refill, for instance. So we can really offer both solutions.
Yeah, and the airless type solutions you're mentioning make sense for particularly skincare products, I'm imagining.
Exactly. It's perfect for skincare as it's really safe for the formula. There is no risk of formula contamination as there is no air inside. So perfect for skincare, but it could be also now for hair care, for instance, with the new trend of skinification of hair. Could be for foundation, why not? But yes, mainly skincare.
Sure. And the lipstick design you mentioned, I know is very particular because if I buy a lipstick from another brand, it won't work in your packaging. Is that
exactly?
Help us think about that.
We are really working on it. Actually, it's also really a challenge for us, for sure, to ensure to have actually a security key to ensure that we can only use the reload with the mother pack from the brand.
Yes.
Of course, it's a security for the brand that we can offer, and this is, of course, very important.
Sure. So interesting.
Maybe to add to that, I wish that at some point there will be a bit of premiumization as well, because that's, if you buy a pack just once and refill for many years, take a lipstick, I think it's an opportunity for the consumers then to buy a very nice pack, something you're going to carry in your bag for a certain time, and then the refills are not very costly, and you can hopefully invest a bit more in a very nice pack. And I'm saying that because again, we are good at that. We have two major investments in Aptar in Europe that I would like to mention. We made an acquisition in Reboul, which is close to Annecy. That's a plant that is producing mainly lipsticks today, and very, very good and nice technologies, so nice products. The other one is a major investment that we made in the field of custom packaging. Okay. So I'm talking about customization here. Custom packaging is clearly a trend. Okay. We invested 2 years ago something like 42 million euros in a new site, in a greenfield site in Oyonnax. We had very small sites around, so we did that to also save CO2, reduce the CO2 emissions, do lots of things, but also invest massively for the future, new equipment, new technologies, new ways for our customers. And we see a lot of interest because typically when you're the last one investing, you also have the last the latest technologies you can use to make very, very nice products. And we see a lot of excitement. Actually, lots of our brands and customers are visiting us and starting new business in that area with us.
Interesting. That is interesting to think about. Yeah, more personalized design, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Let me think. I have a question here. I mentioned I get to chat with a lot of ingredient makers or contract manufacturers, and recent years I've seen these companies focusing quite a lot on the importance of local or regional sourcing and more local and regional production facilities. And I'm wondering if there's a parallel situation in packaging.
There may be some, but I must say we don't feel it too much in Aptar. Why? Because we've always been regionalized. At the end, we produce in regions of the world, mainly for these regions. We are not one of these companies, shipping products by ships around the world for everything. Some do that. We decided, and I just mentioned Oyonnax as an example.
Yes.
It's a typical example where we said it's made in France. We support our customers, the big brands, and many of them are European brands, locally with custom products. If you think of France, as a country, I think the trade balance of France in cosmetics is in a range of 15 billion, second contributor after the aircraft industry. So very big contribution. We need to be there. We need to be close to our customers, and we've always been, to be honest. So now we keep investing where we can serve our customers, we're close to them. And yes, we have options. We have facilities in China if we want to import certain components, either for cost reasons or technology reasons. We do some of that as well, no doubt, and we can do it anytime as customers want. But again, we've always been close to our markets, close to our customers. So it's not changing for us in that sense. For others, it may be a different move.
Yeah. But you've had that strategy all along.
All the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Excellent. A lot of the topics we've spoken about so far, the refillable, recyclable, reloadable, even this idea of proximity in manufacturing, can fall under the umbrella of sustainability. There's some relevance there. I'm wondering if you can speak a little bit about Aptar's larger sustainability goals or the metrics you're looking at.
Yeah, we have lots of things, and maybe Delphine can add to that. But we have targets which are clearly defined, whether it's about CO2 emissions, green energy, renewable energy, everything. We cooperate a lot with Ellen MacArthur on plastics, on all the goals. Also removing substances of concern, as we call them, like POM and all the fluorinated products, PFAS technologies and others, styrenics. We've done the job to a great extent. We're getting there. So there are lots of targets there. We pursue these targets, and I must say, if you look at the press, and the press, you will see all the awards we get, all the recognition that Aptar is enjoying in that field, in all the magazines and different countries in the US, in Europe. So I think we are recognized for that. And it's not a surprise because, again, it's always been at the heart of our strategy. It's a central point for us. When we meet customers, it's typically the first point. We talk about that. How do we cooperate? How do we move? How do we use PCR or chemically recycled resins or whatever?
Yes.
It's a constant move. And we do a lot there.
Yeah, yes. Excellent. Did you have something to add to that?
Well, it's exactly that. And regarding the products, I could say that, yes, we have solutions on the 3R direction that recycle, reduce, and reuse. And really, we have there are three pillars for us, for sure, in developing new innovations. Recycle, of course, with a more recyclable solution. As Xavier said, we try to remove all non-recyclable materials like POM. We try to have more monomaterial solutions that are easily recycled. We incorporate also a PCR. Reduce, we try to have lightweight products as well to remove, for instance, the cap and to have more twist-to-lock technology, something like this. And reuse, as I said before, to have more refillable and reloadable solutions.
Excellent. And we've mentioned that we're recording this episode here at the CosmoFactory podcast booth right here at CosmoPack. I'm wondering if you can tell me what you're showing on your stand here today.
Lots of things. Let maybe Delphine explain. But there is a lot of innovation. Maybe as a quick introduction to that,
Please.
a lot of innovation. We kept investing over the years, including in the COVID times when maybe some players decided to cut costs. We kept the investment on innovation, and it's paying off. At the end, it's clear. Lots of new solutions, as you said, and as we talked about, more refillable, sustainable solutions,
Sure.
but a lot of also very good technological solutions. It's a lot about, I talked about customer experience. I think that's what it is. And we have not just the standard innovation, what we do, what we invent every day. We bring totally new solutions. I think of our Fusion full pack range that we're introducing here, that we're showing in Bologna. We have a full pack, really full solutions. It can be about the turnkey solution that we offer, what we call the beauty collection, so full solutions for our customers that can be adapted. It can be about decoration. We have a strategy around decoration, so we can adapt. It can be about service models. And I want to mention that
Please.
because we always talk about differentiation through technology and products. It can be through services as well. And I think we're changing. Aptar is changing a lot. We start to bring solutions like made-to-stock products, MTS, or we actually call it ATO. Sometimes it's assembly to order. So you basically have a standard product which is available any time of the year. We have inventory. We can ship in 3 days. If you need to adapt the length of deep tube or you need to change something or add some decoration, deep tube takes not that long.
Sure.
Changing the decoration can be a week or 10 days. But it's very short lead times.
Yeah.
And a good service to our customers. It's part of it. So I think what we show here is not just products, it's also solutions, it's also services. And I think that's what is a bit new in a sense. We're insisting on that.
Yeah, very
But
nice.
Delphine can explain more on the technologies.
No, exactly. I think we really try to be innovative, I would say, on all levels. For sure, sustainability, as said before, e-commerce. But also, to have new gesture, new experience, new consumer experience, while also being safe, to have safe solutions for the different formulas. And this in all categories, so skincare, lipstick, fragrance, personal care. So if we have a focus this year on CosmoProf, I would say, for instance, we just developed on the Future Pump a new tamper evidence that we didn't have before. This is a non-detachable integrated tamper evidence, so you cannot lose it in the nature, that will never be recycled. And it's really a demand, especially from the dermoceutical brands. So this is really, we have a huge interest in this. We have new twist-to-lock aerosols, one for spray Tina, one for foam and gel Ringo, and one for gel Nora. We have also a new Duo Flash face stick, for instance. We have a new dropper, which is called Neo Dropper, a very clean dropper. And the dropper is not going really in contact with the bulk, so there is also no air inside. So you have at the same time the protection of the formula and a very precise and controlled dosage. And regarding the fragrance, I would say we have also the new private spray, which is also an on-the-go solution. So we also try to adapt to the new lifestyle, I would say, to have also a rubber solution and on-the-go, so on all categories.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you for that. Now, I'm wondering if there are questions you thought I was going to ask you that I have not asked you yet. What would you like to share?
No, I think what you heard today is Aptar is clearly investing for the future, investing for the customers. When we talk to our customers, the only question is, how we can contribute to their success. That's what we do every day, and it's valid for all the platforms. We invest massively. We're looking at a new range of valves and aerosols. So it's not just pumps. We really have a very wide portfolio. Also in the valve business, very competitive solutions nowadays. I talked about made to stock, so short lead times, products we can offer. I think that's what it is. And the rest, the technologies, the robustness of products, I think Aptar is well known for that. I think Bologna is really gaining traction. And we see lots of solutions, not just in the prestige area, but also in the personal care business. There is also a trend there. We see consumers asking for value for money. They ask for good solutions, but great quality, but the right price as well. And I think that's also an area where we can offer a lot. And that's what we do in Bologna, in the personal care area in particular.
Thank you. Now, if someone is not here at the show, how can they learn more about Aptar?
They should contact us anytime. We're on we have a good internet webpage, and should contact us. And happy to talk to them, talk to customers. They don't really know us, but anyone who wants to contact us again on our internet webpage, they can do that easily, and we'd be glad to talk about Aptar. Whoever it is, any stakeholders, anybody who wants to know more. It's a fascinating company. Lots of things. And by the way, especially if young people want to hear about us, young talents want to join us, they are very welcome as well. We always welcome talents in all countries. It's part of the job we do, trying to attract the very best people. I think we succeed. But again, it's a continuous effort. Sure. So very happy to also meet, young talents, people from out of university who want to meet with us.
Excellent. Well, this was quite a good interview. Thank you, Delphine, Xavier. I appreciate your joining me today on the CosmoFactory podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. If you find the CosmoFactory podcast useful, please take a moment to leave us a 5-star review and share your thoughts so even more cosmetic industry professionals can discover the CosmoFactory. I'm Deanna Utrusky. Please join me again next Tuesday for a new episode of the CosmoFactory podcast.